needed a simple beat to express my grief. Somehow tell people how I feel inside of me.
Yo, what's going on, guys? So anyways, it's kind of cold out. Got off work, then I went, did a few deliveries, and came home, cooked my nephew some dinner. Anyways, it was getting crazy. But today we're going to talk about following your gut. Just follow your gut instincts about people. This story is going to be about the time I was dating an individual and the situation, things just wasn't calculating correctly to where, you know, I'm a narcissist. I'm crazy. I'm delusional. I make things up in my head. I don't get the answers I want. So therefore, when I ask stuff that I already know the answers to, and the individual lies to you and they know they're lying, they got to paint you as the bad person in their story, right? Because you're uncovering or unwrapping. You're finding out, you know, like, they thought that they were here and you were down here, but they're not that slick. Anyways, does that make sense? Anyways, this goes back to a time when I was dating an individual. She was a very nice girl. What was it, 2014? I've tried making this video before, but things got kind of off track. You know how I do. I just long-winded, but I try to shoot everything fresh in just one take and not too many edits. I also try to stay on topic, which squirrel doesn't happen, right? Because every story has another story. So 2014, I meet this girl. You know, I'm in a small town, so I'm using POF. Lovely site, you know. It's like everybody on there. They've been on there for years. It's like a recycling. It's like a recycling fishing pond, right? Catch and release. And anyways, trust your gut instinct. When things ain't mathing, sometimes we can be paranoid. Sometimes we can be not intrusive, but we can be like on guard, right? And sometimes people speak in a matter or ways that can be confusing. But like for me, I'm somebody that listens to everything someone says, and I kind of have like not a photographic memory, but it's to where like it prints a transcript in my mind. I've said this in prior videos. I have a memory of an elephant. Rather I'm drinking, indulging in other activities or what, I just remember what people say for some reason, and I remember places, times. That's just who I am. So with this, 2014, I started dating this girl. She works at a TA truck stop. We're dating for quite a few months. I'm going out to her house. She lives about an hour 20 minutes from me. At the time, I don't have a license. I don't even think I've ever gotten my license at that point. I didn't get my license until I was later on in life. So I'd go out there and would drink whatever. She always had an attitude. Now, give you a background about her. She just came out of a divorce. She has a boy and a girl now. She has a boy and a girl. I guess the baby dad or ex-husband, whatever, has them. So cool. I go over, we're drinking, do our thing. I leave. Now this carries on for a few months. And I understand that she has delinquencies or whatever with her ex-husband. Cool. One night, I go to a bar out there because she's about to get off work. It's a little burger bar out there on the railroad tracks to where they just had to spill that a few years back. For those that keep up with current events, you guys will know. And I gotta stop saying "and" so much. So I'm sitting there. There's some old heads over there. There's some people over here, and of course they give me strange looks. At the time, I had a shaved bald head. I'm a pretty big dude. I don't know. They were just like checking me out, whatever. I ain't paying no mind to it. I'm talking to the bartender. I'm drinking, doing my thing, waiting to kill this time until she gets home. She comes walking in. She's about 5'2", probably like 160, and a little butt and a gut. And I feel someone stomping up behind me. I turn around. She just grabs me, starts kissing me. And when she lets go, when I'm going to turn to the bartender, I'm like, I just, out of my peripherals, right? Like, people just like looking at her. They're looking at her funny. This was the first sign that there was something not right with her. I thought, damn, does her ex-husband work, hang out in here? From what she told me, he's not a bar individual and she's not a bar fly. But the way they were looking at her, kind of, even though they were checking me out, trying to figure out who I was, they're looking at her in a sense. It was just, I don't know, the energy in the room changed. Not that it was good energy to begin with, but it definitely, it was just, it kind of got a little bit more uncomfortable. It felt like it was getting a little hot. So I was like, all right, order her a drink, whatever. No, she wouldn't even sit down. She was holding on me, kissing on me. And I'm like, Now her ex-old man, he used to sell bikes, cars, whatever, a little hustler. Apparently got like a detailing. I don't know. I really don't care. I just know from what she told me. So I'm thinking, all right, cool, I'm in a hot spot. She grew up in this area her whole life. She could be an issue, right? I'm like, she may have palm. I don't know, Maybe she's not the pillar of society that she told me that she was, we all have a past, and I get it. Anyways, we end up leaving. We go back to her house. Now, she lives right across the street from the police station. Like I said at the time, I don't have a license. It's 3 in the morning, whatever. We're doing, Mr. Nasty stuff. And she says some sly shit. I said some sly shit back. She starts flipping out. I'm like, whoa, I put on my clothes. I'm leaving. When I'm walking down her steps, she starts on and screaming. I'm like, bitch. I'm like, you know my situation. And I was like, right, like, what, whatever. Cool. Get home. Like I said, hour, 20 minutes. I know, so I ain't got no texts from her, even though she's mad. This and that. Come to find out, she blocked me. Whatever. Now, we get reacquainted, like, over the next week. With this is, she came home, and she was just, like, in an irritated mood, right? I came over, brought some food, I was going to cook, and I bought some Miller Lite. And I was like, what's that? And she's like, mad at her coworker. Mad at her coworker. And I'm like, I'm over there cooking. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like they're fucking. Sounds like they are definitely fucking. Now, me and her have been doing this for quite a few months, like almost a year, I think, roughly at this time. Now, with that being said, whatever, I just sit and listen, I peep game. Alright, cool. A few days go on, I ask her about, I'm like, yo, because we get into like another thing, because she thinks I'm out hoeing around, whatever. Now, I'm somebody that, if I'm messing with you that much, whether we have a title on it or not, if we're constantly texting, if we're constantly calling, I'm not really trying to get wrapped up with anybody else, because I got what I got going on with you, and it could have a potential to grow. It could, it may be something, right? Things go on. Come to find out, there was something going on with the coworker. I didn't find out then, but we kept on having issues about it, right? Because I bring it up, because I'm a smart ass and I'm kind of a dick. But when I know something's going on, I'll bring it. Like, hey, say, yeah. Oh, wait, you're mad at him again? Oh, he's your manager, and like, is it really that deep? Work husband, right? Yeah, alright. So let's just fast forward. We end up like not talking. I leave here May 2017. I end up down south, and I know she'd block me and like send me random stuff, whatever. So when I'm down south, like, she just hits me up. I'm like, huh? Then I'm like, whatever. Out of spite, I block her. I'm like, pfft. But I think on like one of my drunken ganders, I was like, let me see if my gut instinct was right. Went on her page, guess what? Married. Guess who she was married to? Co-worker? Manager? The co-worker that was her manager? That I shouldn't worry about? That they're just co-workers, but yet she's always upset about them, right? I can understand if you're upset with your coworker or your manager, especially when you're working long hours and you're having trouble keeping people. Totally understandable. Whether it's male, female, it's not. But the way people get upset about certain things, kind of, it's like, I've been around the block a few times. I ain't stupid. I play stupid because not everything's for everybody. So I'm like, I just sit there, I'm laughing. I remember I was on my friend's patio and I'm sitting there laughing. I'm like, wow. I'm like, I was a narcissist. No, I wasn't a narcissist because narcissist wasn't trending then. It wasn't a trendy fad or, it wasn't, oh, he's a narcissist. Oh, you don't, oh, you caught me in a lie. You're a narcissist. You're toxic. No, it wasn't that. I think I was a POS, a-hole, low life. I was definitely insecure. Which, hey, I do have my insecurities. I'm not going to lie about it, Yeah. There was just something about the way I felt, right? Because I know better. So time goes on, whatever. We do this back and forth thing. I make jokes. Oh, yeah, you're married. She's like, oh, well, whatever. Peep game. I seen it. You didn't want to admit it. Whatever. Not to be trusted. That's why men have so many, issues when it comes to things. Like, I'm the type, like, if me and you mess around and you fucking with someone, and I call you out on it because I'm getting a whiff of it, like, yeah, it is what it, tell me. Because if I'm doing it, I'm going to tell you straight, yeah, I'm banging old Becky and Anna and Stephanie and Jacqueline and, and whoever. I'm not going to lie to you, like, we are exchanging, so I was like, whatever. So now, fast forward, I get up here, 2023, and I know it's banging my block again. I'm like, I'm only an hour away from her, 20 minutes. I'm like, let me hit her up because she does have some good. And I went on her page and I seen that it said single. So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, so what? You and your coworker didn't work out? She's like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, so when we gonna get together? She's like, wait, what? You're around? I'm like, possibly. Now, remind you, that whole 6 months to a year, never once came out my way to see me. Never once offered to buy the drinks. Never once offered to buy the, I'd get all that to get to her house, but it is what it is, right? Because she's giving me her time, but now I'm giving her my time, my money, whatever. You know the way it goes because, either way you're going to pay. So she comes right out to me. We go down to the casino. I have 2 Bud Lights, right? She has 2 Miller Lights. We're sitting there because she don't smoke no more, so we're sitting there like in front of the gambling to watch like the games, the NBA. That's her thing. She loved the NBA or college basketball. So we're sitting there, we're talking, and we start talking about life and everything I've been through and like how I got like spun out and then how I ended up homeless and just like all my delinquencies and troubles. And she's like sitting there crying. She's like, damn, dude, that sucks. And she goes into like back then because she had like health issues. So I guess she had to have her stuff removed, right? Her reproduction, And she's like, I felt so bad, this and that. I was like, well, this is the thing. You wanted a relationship, and I was weary about the relationship with your coworker because I'm not going to, And we just talked about it. We talked for like, we probably sat there 5 hours, enough to have those 2 beers, which 2 beers usually last me about 30, 40 minutes. But we sipped on it. Then we had a few bottles of water. Then we walked over to the bar and we sat at the bar where we got more water and just people watching, made jokes. And it felt like we're actually having a very intelligent, intellectual, mature conversation. But yet I'm still listening and still red flags because now her coworker that, she married but divorces, they're not together but he's living on a couch. I'm like, alright, cool. So now I'm entertaining this. This is, I don't know, like June, July. No. Yeah, maybe it is July. So, he's living on the couch, and the next thing he knows, I'm back around, right? So then he was supposed to move out, and she really wants a relationship with me. She'd go out and get me, like, all this medical gear and everything for my schooling. And, she was also, like, she went from a CNA to a registered nurse. And she has a good career of what she's doing, and she's just, she's actually very supportive and gave me a lot of information on things I needed to know, which I was very appreciative of. Yet, there's a night where she's like, hey, you know, old boy ain't here. He went on vacation. You can come stay with me tonight. I said, no, honey, I'd rather not, because you got the kids there. I've never met them before. One thing I don't do is I don't go around children unless I know I'm going to be there for quite a while, because I don't like, I have like attachment issues, and then I don't think it's fair to the children, right? If it ain't going to be something long term. I grew up with a single mother that was, in my younger years, she was promiscuous, right? But that'd be a video for another time. I was like, no, and then plus he works on people's cars, and his homie's always there, and I'm like, oh no. You know, how about if one of his boys show up, or, you know what I'm saying, pass by, like, oh, you know, I'm like, I get into a lot of drama, don't get me wrong, I ain't got a problem with drama, but if I can avoid it, I would rather avoid it. Yeah, I know, Scott, you drama too, buddy. So, things go on, right? And she's, oh, I love you, and this and that. You know, I always wanted to be with you. You're the best lover ever. I'm like, listen, I don't want nothing to do with you. Like, we can go out, have a few sips, you know, whatever, good bite to eat, smash. But that's all I'm actually interested in is smashing. Like, she got good yams, you know, but that's all you're gonna be because you lied to me once. And so now she's trying to paint this picture. Got her little canvas out, got her brushes out. So when he's supposed to move, you know, because she's trying to be with me, so he got to move, he loses his job. Bang, job loss. Oh. I said, oh, so what? Now he can't move, right? Can't move, right? So it's going to, I said, of course it is. So this keeps on going on, and she's like, I don't like the way you speak to me because I can get a little derogatory, or the way I come off, it seems like I have an attitude, or I'm aggressive, or this and that. Maybe it's just where I'm from, I don't know, but maybe I'm just a dickhead. Or maybe I'm just not interested in your bullshit that you're trying to sell me, because I already got enough bullshit over here that you sold me before, and it's just sitting there steaming still, right? Yeah, so this goes on. I end up just like, whatever. I'm talking to you like you're worthless. I'm talking to you like, if you feel that way, don't contact me. I'll make it easy for you. Delete your numbers, block you, boom, no contact. Because you're not going to sit here and tell me I'm talking to you some type of way. Now, there was a few times I was, and I apologize for it, because I realized I was wrong, or maybe the tone or the way I addressed the situation was wrong. And I felt she was owed an apology, so I did. Yet, you know, we blocked, whatever. Next thing I know, a mutual friend of ours hits me up and tells me what's going on. Alright, cool. Come to find out, they got remarried. And I'm like a month and a half later, I'm like, huh. So, like, things always come back. People come back. Money comes back. Life has a way of spinning block, coming back around. And I always try to leave a situation, especially like when it left on bad terms, the next time it comes around, I try to like just, you know, at least be respectful. And for instance, I was talking to this one person, and they're like, you know, fuck you, block me, like all this crazy. I said, I don't need to block you. I don't need, but you can stop contacting me. I can stop contacting you. Or if we see each other, we can be cordial. Kind of like when I was down at the bar and that dude walked in, and then a few minutes later, his people walked in. I sat there. We were cordial. We respected the place. I gave them their respect. They gave me my respect. Like, there's no reason to, oh, I'm gonna block you. So with all that being said, like, it's weird because she hit me up last night and she wanted to hang out, and I was like, no, I'm good, because like, now you're married to this dude again, but you lied to me so many times. And then I guess there's like, in this dating world, there's a red pill, a blue pill, whatever, avoidant, non-avoidant, like narcissist, and that's just like too much. And I just don't, I'm somebody that, I do have trust issues. I'm very wary of people. I'm always watching my surroundings, and I will hold you to what you say. If I bring it up to you, it's because I already know what's going on. And if I am wrong, I will apologize. But if I am wrong, don't sit here and degrade me saying I'm delusional, or I'm mentally ill, or I'm this and that. Especially if you're over here trying to tell me, oh, I love you and this and that. Well, how about you show my, how about you reinsure me, right? Especially, I don't know. I just find it crazy that damn near 40 people are still trying to manipulate people and scheme and play games. So I just wanted to make this like video about like, you know, trust your gut instinct. Sometimes it can be wrong. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I ain't scared of nothing. I'll tell you what, I'm scared of everything. Fear will keep you alive, and also fear will keep you on your feet, and it will keep you pivoting and head on a swivel on your, I don't know, it always kept me 10 steps ahead. But yet I also grew up in a household with women. Not all of them were bad, but I know that one way or another there's always going to be another, you know. So yeah, just be careful you get wrapped up in, and be careful who you spend your time with, because I don't know, I just thought it was crazy last night. She's like, hey, you want to hang out? I'm like, I thought about it. I was like, damn, those are some good yams. But if you're still involved with somebody, I don't want to be that dude. Also, he already knows about me and stuff, so I really don't want to be that dude. And then we're just going down that trail again and beating that path again. Clearly, you want one thing from me, and I want one thing from you. The time we spend together is cool, and I do enjoy it, but it's mainly just a physical thing, right? Well, for me, it's because she lied so many times. But then again, it's like, yeah, I don't even want you around me, because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with the lies, the headache. If you can't sit here and be real with me and be honest, then, you know, like, you ain't even got to be honest. Because the thing is, people tend to start speaking, and then they say too much. And it's like, you're bringing up shit I didn't even ask. You're giving me information I didn't even need to know. But now I'm like, I'm like, what? What girl? Yeah, I need to hit this and bust these cheeks, and you gotta go, because you got a whole bag of problems, bro. And I don't want to be in that bag. So yeah, just be careful who you confine in. What did Kevin Gates say? Once they paint you a picture, don't have them paint you another picture. Or, you know, like the MX said, accept people for who they are. If they're a liar, they're a liar. If they're a thief, they're a thief. If they're a whore, they're a whore, right? If they're a crackhead, they're a crackhead. But me, I'd rather just not deal with any of it. You know, it's just like, damn. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Like, you gotta, people will tell you exactly who they are, and you better pick it up right away and accept it. Even at this age, I don't know why I'm wondering why people lie. I have an idea of why people lie and manipulate. I ain't got a lot, you know, like, I'm starting new, so it's like, what are you getting out of me besides? And then, like, why play with people? Who knows? I don't know. I'm not that bored to play with people. I get bored, and I used to love to troll people. I troll the hell out of people, especially on FB, but trying to do my state board test, and I'm trying to like level up, and I ain't got time for the funky shit. Yet they'll try to blind you, right? They try to be like, oh, well, you know, like her, she was trying to help me with, like, she gave me like all these gadgets, you know, the little for the medical field, the blood pressure, everything else. Gave me all her like textbooks. Great, I appreciate it. Tried to line up different jobs for me after I take the state board test, which is helpful, right? But then again, what's not helpful is you sitting here telling me you love me and all this and you want me, but you got an issue going on and stuff over here. But yet I'm the best you ever. Like, no, like, you have good intentions, and sometimes the good intentions don't weigh out the BS. That's what I'm trying to say. I know. A family member came home. I kind of got distracted. If you heard the dogs barking and everything, I just find it funny, like, how people are so like, they get mad at you for calling them out on their stuff, and then they want to, like, oh, you know, mentally degrade you, put you down, and then come back around like, hey, you want to hang out? Well, you need some dick, right? Old boy ain't hitting it right. He never has. You know what? Hit my Cash App. It may happen.